around 2018 or 2019, I was 18 or 19 years old, living in Nebraska where I grew up. I lived in the largest city in the state, but it was still essentially surrounded by corn and wheat fields. As the city expanded, rich folks started building huge houses with giant properties on the edge of town as it grew. One of my good friends had parents who owned one of those big houses. It was right on the line between the fields and the city. My friends and I were always at his place because it was a blast. They had tons of property for riding 4x4s, a hot tub, and a massive living room where we could watch sports or binge reality TV. His parents were super cool. They even let us drink as long as we stayed at the house. It was so much fun. I've always been scared of the dark. I refused to go outside after a certain time because there was little lighting, and the nearest neighbor was about a mile away. I always felt a weird energy driving to and from his place late at night, but nothing ever happened. At least not until this one particular night. The drive to his house was along a long, winding two-way road. Thick trees lined both sides, and you passed one of the city's largest cemeteries along the way. There was barely any lighting, just the occasional street lamp, and hardly any traffic. The whole stretch was inherently creepy, and I'll admit, I used to speed through that section to get it over with. This night was perfect spring weather, so I was driving with my windows down, listening to music. It was around 10 p.m. As I came around a curve in the road, I had to slam on my brakes. Right in front of me, about 50 yards away, was what looked like a family. Picture this, a completely pitch-black road, thick forest on both sides, and only my headlights illuminating what's in front of me. Standing there in the middle of the street was a family of 3 or maybe 4. There was a tall, slim woman, an average height man, and a child who looked about 8 years old. The child had short hair, but I couldn't tell their gender from their clothing. The woman was pushing a stroller. Their clothes looked normal, not tattered but not particularly nice either. What struck me immediately was that they weren't carrying any light source. Before I arrived behind them, they had been walking in complete darkness. They were all facing away from me, walking silently down the middle of the street, heading in the same direction I was driving. I turned my music down to see if I could hear anything. Voices, footsteps, music, but there was nothing. The hairs on my arms stood up. I came to a complete stop in the road behind them, waiting for them to move. They didn't. They didn't even acknowledge me. No one turned their heads or made any attempt to get out of the way. I just sat there, staring, trying to process what I was seeing. It felt surreal. Before I had time to fully comprehend it, they all stopped walking. At the exact same time. Then slowly they turned to face my car. This scared the absolute shit out of me. I didn't wait to see their faces. I immediately threw my car in reverse and floored it, speeding backward for what felt like forever. I nearly ran off the road as I flipped a U-turn and booked it back the way I came. The only thing I noticed was the stroller. It was empty. That's the detail that sticks in my mind the most. I've never felt terror like that in my life. The whole drive back to the main road, I checked my rearview mirror over and over again, but I never saw them. I never saw them again. When I asked my friend and his family about it, they just gave me strange looks, like I was insane. Every time I tell this story, people have one of 3 reactions. They think I'm crazy, they think I'm lying, or they share a similar experience of their own. Honestly, I don't care if no one believes me. It was, and still is, the creepiest thing that's ever happened to me. I think about it all the time. Was it just a strange family trying to scare someone? Was it a distraction for a robbery or assault? Or was it something far more sinister? I'll probably spend the rest of my life convincing myself it was the first option.